Welcome back to the C Morning Show, everyone. We're almost at the halfway point of our program, leading us to our first discussion of the morning. And as you may well know, Indonesia is set to host the 2023 ASEAN Chairmanship in May in Labuan Bajo, East Nusa Tenggara. The chairmanship this year will adopt the theme, ASEAN Matters, Epicentrum of Growth. The country has received the mandate at the ASEAN Summit in Cambodia during the last year, at November the 13th.
Yes, and to support the chairmanship, Indonesian Coordinating Ministry for Human Development and Culture, through its Assistant Deputy for Youth Empowerment, has teamed up with Pemimpin.id to organize a program called Teras Belajar, the ASEAN Youth Leading Series. And the objective is to raise awareness among young generations and young people ahead of the 2023 ASEAN Chairmanship. Actually, we're already at the 2023 ASEAN Championship.
Indeed.
Championship. I'm like doing a
You're
youth
still
sport.
on sports.
I'm still on sports. Chairmanship, excuse me.
That's right. So to find out more about this program, along with everything else that surrounds it, we have here with us in the studio from Pemimpin.id, its chairman, Hendarsyah Aditya. Good morning, Mas Aditya. Thank you for
Good
joining
morning,
us.
Mas Aditya. Thank you.
Good morning.
Great to have you here again. So let's start by talking about Teras Belajar, the ASEAN Youth Leading Series.
Yeah.
What is it? We already know that you want to raise awareness, but what does it entail?
Okay, so basically, Teras Belajar is our monthly event.
Okay.
So we create like a webinar monthly event. For the purpose is like to share the knowledge and discuss about the topic that relevant in those times, and also have the speakers to also share about their point of view about how leadership is and how it's very relevant with the situation, and also this discussion that relate on the topic that was given actually. So basically, in this context of youth empowerment during the ASEAN 2023, as you mentioned before, the objective is to raise the awareness, but also how we can develop the youth and give a role and make youth more participate in this context of events.
Right, and who's all involved in these webinars? Usually who's invited?
Well, so actually, most of the time, we usually invite the leaders of organizations from all of our ecosystems, from the corporations, from the government, startups, or also the leaders in the community. So basically, because we have the value of inclusivity, so we make sure that everyone could join our event, our Teras Belajar event as speakers, and also we want to invite all of the people, no matter who you are, to also join in this event, like as an audience, to get more insight and also knowledge.
Oh, very good. All right.
I mean, this is also very good because the momentum where Indonesia is leading hopefully will empower the young people to feel, you know, this pride, and hopefully empower them to learn how to lead as well from those involved. Now, Indonesia has officially been named the ASEAN Chairman, right? Chair for this year. But many may not know how important this actually is. So how do you think are you going to convey this concept to the young generation that, look, as ASEAN Chair, this is how influential Indonesia can become?
Yeah. So actually, first of all, of course, we have to be very honored with this opportunity as the chairmanship of the ASEAN, and also we are sure that government have all the program regarding this event and also this context and these roles. But for me, for us at the Pemimpin.id, our role is to make sure that we can create a supporting ecosystem that increase the awareness, the participation, and also the spirit that we want to give as an Indonesians, that we can show it to the world, and also, especially in this context in the ASEAN. So this is basically the importance of how we can deliver like our value, how we can share our identity and our value to a massive audience, to a lot of people, and make sure that this is Indonesia, this is who we are, and we have to be proud of it, because we are, who else we're gonna love our country is if it's not ourselves and a youth as the next generation of this country. So
well, the future is in the hands of the youth.
Yeah.
So, speaking of this ecosystem, what sort of things are involved so far in this?
Okay, so basically, Of course, if we are talking about ecosystem, we are not only talking about like the community, the organization, but also the business, also the academic institution, and also the media. The media is one part of it who make it accelerated, to make it a bigger audience, to make it massive. And this is why, like I mentioned it before, that one of our values is like to empower and also have the inclusivity to reach our effectiveness, to reach our goals. And to make that happen, it's not a single player team play. It has to be like a group team play where every actors in the ecosystem should working together, collaborating each other to make sure that we reach our goals. So basically, all of the part of the ecosystem, all of the actors is very invited to like join this movement, to join for the sake of the country, to make Indonesia more bigger and bigger in the future.
And since you're doing this on like a regular basis, what parts of the ecosystem would you say is the most challenging when it comes to youth awareness?
Okay, so basically, if we're talking about like the challenge, every part of the ecosystem has its own challenge, and
For sure.
I cannot say that there are one actor that is more difficult than others to approach. But basically, every actors have its own challenge, but it will depend on how we approach them and ensure that we all have the same purpose, actually. Even we have like a different activity, we have like a different objective, but the main purpose, the top level of the
Ultimate
purpose,
goal,
the ultimate goal of everyone is the same, actually. It's for like a better, we are doing it for the better world, we are doing it for the better of the Indonesia. So if we were talking about in that context, everyone will surely believe that, okay, we have like the same purpose and let's go working together.
Good point.
Yeah. And with so much focus on the young generation as well, I mean, at G20, there was a specific branch of G20 conferences for young leaders, and ASEAN Summit is going to have the same. Do you think that is going to, play a big part in promoting and raising the awareness of the young people, that they too have a voice to be able to influence the big leaders up there and come up with, solutions and ideas of problems?
Yeah. Sure. Actually, if we are looking at the current situations about youths, they are very outspoken about what in their minds. And of course, if we facilitate them in like having like a good media, having like a good platform for them to express themselves, to give their point of view, to be participate in this event, it's very powerful impact, a very powerful awareness. So they believe that they are part of this event, they are part of this movement, they are part of this country. So it will give like a feels they was being heard by the country and also by everyone. So it's very impactful for us, like to give all of the youth, especially, of course, all the people should be heard and they can express their feeling and their thoughts, like for the greater good of Indonesia.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit, about the greater good and what the youth have their minds on. We do know G20, obviously Y20 was able to put together that shortened form of that Lorong Declaration, which stated a lot of issues, including climate change, for example, or education. Now that we've shifted towards an ASEAN-focused chairmanship for the upcoming summit, is it still a lot of the same issues that are still being discussed, or are there different ones because we're now more focused on a particular region as opposed to the entire world?
Yeah, actually, we are talking specifically about the ASEAN Chairmanship on the related topics about like you said before, about the education and etc. For the detail of that, of course, the government has its own plan, of course. But if we are talking about generally about the context of everything that arises up until now, of course, the issues that related with the SDGs always become the priority of all of the events that I've heard and I've seen up until now. So if we are talking about that context, of course, education and also like the sustainability of environment will become I think, yeah, personally, it will become one of the main focus during this event. Well, the detail will be part of the government plan, so it's they have the plan for us, but basically, I think in general, in terms of the general, yeah, SDGs concept still like the main issues we want to solve together.
Yeah.
So,
Which is good because then we get a chance to follow up on a lot of these topics that were discussed at the end of last year to see where we are and where are we still on track to achieve our goals.
So one interesting question arises for me is, what would the format of your socialization be? Because this is a webinar, as you mentioned before. And what are the specific topics that you think will be discussed in this webinar specifically to engage the young people?
Yeah, of course, for the specific topic that we want to discuss is, of course, about its youth empowerment. Yeah, we were talking about the youth empowerment, especially because it is a series, and for the first series, you can see it later, the campaign and the marketing on our Instagram also at pemimpin.indonesia, because the main topic that we want to raise for the first series is about the participation of the youth in participating and also to build the development in the ASEAN 2023. So what is your role, how you can support the ASEAN's context as a youth. So we were talking specifically about the empowerment of the youth itself in the matter of this context.
Okay. Now, Pemimpin.id and you yourself obviously have your own tracking parameters, data collection, and things of that sort. Could you give us an idea of how much has youth awareness improved in global issues? We do know that there's going to be a large number of younger voters in next year's election as well. In your opinion and from what you've seen, how much has youth awareness improved so far over the past couple of years alone?
Well, if we're talking about the couple past of years, it's very interesting actually. You can see, like you said before, today the voters is more younger people, and then you can see also how younger people develop themselves as a leader, basically leader of the community, leader of an organization, leaders of the business. So if we are looking at that context, we can believe that the awareness of leaderships and related things about it is very increasing right now. Yeah, why this has happened? Actually, it's like I said before, they are very outspoken. Right now, information is everywhere. You're not only getting the information from the media, but also you can give the information for the audience to see through the media. So because of that access, because of this rapid change, one of the positive impact is like how younger people more aware on what happens currently, and they are literally want to participate, they want to be heard. So I think it's very rapidly growth in the past couple of years.
Yeah, and I think that goes hand in hand with, like, we always criticize how bad social media is for our youth, but in a way, in this particular way, I think it's great for it, because when I became voting age years ago, decades ago, I always felt like, oh, do I really need to vote? I haven't voted all this time when I was younger. And my voice only counts as one vote on one ballot. Whereas nowadays, yes, your vote counts for one ballot and one voice, but you also have this other platforms to use so that the things that you want to stand up for, the issues that you're concerned about, you have other platforms to voice your concerns, and that makes you feel more involved, doesn't it? It gives the youth some sort of sense of ownership.
Sense of a higher sense of ownership, and also that you know what is currently happens, and you know, like, if you are talking about the voting itself, you know who you vote. In my age, when the first time I vote, you know, I really don't know. Like,
we're blind.
We're blind about who it is. But right now, you can actually Google it. You can also looking at information from anywhere, and that is one of the advantages of this rapidly change. And that is also how the leadership and also the awareness of the leadership itself is increasing currently. Because of the technology, because of the easiness of the access itself, and because a lot of information that was given in the media, of course, the knowledge that the youth people have right now is more highly than maybe what we have like a couple years
Oh, much.
ago.
Oh,
Yeah, much better
Much
information.
better.
Yeah.
But can you only imagine this as an opportunity
Yeah.
for the 2050, the golden age of Indonesia, people call it, right?
Yeah.
So one last question for me. So you've
Yeah.
teamed up with the Indonesian Coordinating Ministry for Human Development and Culture
Yeah.
for this specific span of the chairmanship and
Yeah.
leading up to this first summit in Labuan Bajo. Did you also work with the ministries or communities and stakeholders in regards to hosting this particular initiative?
Yeah, of course. So actually, like I said before, that to make these things happen, to make it becomes a reality, we have to work not only with one of the actors, but we have to collaborate with all of the actors that involve, that give a higher chance factor of success if we are collaborating with each other. Of course, we will working and collaborating with another ministry also, and also working with another institution, communities, and also media to become part of it. And of course, why we are here also,
Yeah.
it's one of the collaboration that we will have in this context currently and also in the future. So what we are doing right now is actually we are trying to realizing what we have planned on about the Indonesian chairmanship, and also about all of the supporting event and activity that we will have like until the end of this year.
Yeah, you've done plenty of things so
Yes.
far in your span, 800,000 plus programs and
Yeah.
events spanning over 1,500 communities and with over 500 speakers.
Yeah.
So do keep up the good work. We really do appreciate it.
Thank
Very
you so much.
excited
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
this upcoming summit here, and time's running out. It's coming in May.
Yeah.
So we do hope that there's more and more youth awareness being raised from the time now until then. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you so much for
joining
having
Thank
us.
you so much, Musaidid.
If you
Thank
guys
you so
want
much.
to find out more, please do check out www.pemimpin.id. Real simple.
Yes, so let's take a break now. See Morning Show will be back with more stories from around the world when we return on See Today.